Gracie, Gracie, are you ready to make some more Valentine's Day cards? Okay, let's get started. Hi everybody, it's Gracie and April. Gracie likes to sit behind me. And today I'm here to make some more Valentine's Day cards. So the first video that I did, I cut out this heart pattern in a flexible cutting mat to make a stencil. Well, when you do that, you also get the impressions from the inside of what you cut out. And today, that's what we're going to use in order to make some more Valentine's cards. So let's get started. So I wanted to show you a card that I made using the inside of the stencil cutout. And here's the other one. And we're also going to use some color burst. So it's essentially the same as the other video, other than we're using a different piece of our stencil. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Still have the same old Valentine's Day sentiment. Still haven't used my mink. Mint. My mint. Okay, so I'm stamping this in archival ink. And this time I'm going to just use one color and see what happens. So I place my stencil down, and then I have hearts, the little hearts that were cut out, and I'm going to use those to get just a little different look. And for some reason, I've always been told you should do odd numbers. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's an odd number. And we'll start out with indigo, which is going to be a blue. Let me zoom in here a little so you can see what's going on. So again, I just kind of loosen up the powder. Oh look, and some comes out. And I drop it very little bit. A little bitty bit goes a long way. Then I'm going to take my water bottle, and from probably more than 12 inches up, I'm going to spray, and I'm going to spray really lightly because I haven't put any sort of adhesive on these pieces, so I don't want them to move. Just really lightly. And even though it's indigo, you are still going to get different colors of indigo. Now, I want some color around this part of the heart so that the heart will show up. So I'm just going to see if I can tap out just a teeny tiny bit of powder. And then aim specifically at that area. And I'm going to break it up a little bit more. The more water you add, the less splotchy it gets. So I'm going to set that aside, because when I first did this, I was afraid that there wasn't enough coverage. I was afraid I was going to have too much white space, and I was afraid you wouldn't be able to see where the hearts were. But I found as it dried that the color burst kind of spread out. So it is obvious that those white spots, those white openings, are hearts. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside. And then I'm going to show you some. This is the card that I did the doodle hearts on. So when I cut the paper, I have these pieces that were also cut out. And that would be these. So I decided to break out my Craftwell e-brush and see what I could do with some airbrushing on these hearts so I can make another card. Alright. So I found that my Copics work best out of the ones that I tried. I did a zig marker, and I don't really have the piece where a zig will fit. So I've seen some videos on how you can take a pencil grip and use it to make any marker fit, but I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to take my R39 and I'm going to take the E brush, and it's got these different adapters, and I'm going to put it in here. Sometimes I find it hard to lock it in. It'll do it, but it just takes just the right movement. That's not the way I want it. Let's see. I did it earlier. I knew I should have gone ahead and had it ready. There we go. See, fits into place fine. I also found that using the sketch end of the marker works best. And see how this adapter, because it's meant for a Copic, it fits right in there. And it's going to get a little noisy because this is an air compressor. Let me unravel my hose. So bear with the noise. I'm going to turn it on. And I'm turning it on the high. And then I am going to airbrush. And I need to figure out this. I haven't used this a lot, but I think once I get the hang of which way I need to face my brush and which way I need to face my air compressor, and then I let off of it so that it can build up a little more air. And see, if I turn it the right way, I get better coverage. So I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm sure that as I learn to use this brush, I will figure out exactly the best way to airbrush. Okay, I'm going to turn it down a notch. I don't seem to be getting as good a coverage as I do when it's on high. May have dried out my brush, so let's do this. I'm going to switch and pull out my R27. I think these two blend together, so I think I'll be okay. Oh yeah. So then come in with a little bit of red. I'm sure I just needed to get my marker going again. See how nice this one's coming out? So again, I'm learning. Then I'm going to take this little one so I can add it to my project. And take this little one and I'm just going to get good coverage on it. Turn this off because it's noisy, and I could use other colors. Put my marker top back on. I don't want my markers to get dried out. So see, you've got that nice air look. And let me get one of my cards. So what I did was I used the cutout in white behind it, popped up the hearts, and then I have a love cutout from Sizzix that I used to make this card. And this is embossed on the back. And we'll remove the pieces, the mask, I guess, is what you would call it. And if you notice, you can see very clearly that those are hearts. And then I'll let it finish drying and I'll put it on a card base. So you can cut out a stencil, you can use the inside, the outside. You can also use that same image that you created to do your stencil to cut out paper. And then you've got all kinds of different ways that you can use those different pieces. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.